Hello, everybody. What is going on? Sorry for the late start time. It is 10:11 on the clock here, and I gotta say, this 10 o'clock start time might be a little bit too early. Might need to go to 11 a.m. start time. Let's see here. Let me get chat up in the mix. Pop out chat. Copy. Steven Sales is checking in. What is up? How's it going? Let's see. So I guess what I have to do with chat every time is I have to put in this pop out chat URL every time, I think. So anyway. Okay, so let's go ahead and get the show started today. Hold on a sec. Whoops. And where are we? Okay, here we go. Welcome, everybody. This is Daily Vlog Live, and this, of course, is Monday, and it is July 23rd. Welcome to another episode of Daily Vlog Live. I think this might be episode 156. I keep, underestimating what the episode number is. It's always one more, but I'm pretty sure, I think this is 156. Now I might be overestimating. Maybe it's 155. I think it's 156. But today is Monday, July 23rd. It's a brand new week, and this is going to be a pretty exciting week in VR gaming because we do have two really big VR games that are coming out this week. Of course, tomorrow we will see the release of The Persistence by Firesprite for PlayStation VR, and I've got good news as far as The Persistence is concerned. I'm not seeing anybody in chat. Hold on one second. I'll get back to The Persistence in a sec here. I gotta see. Okay, here's chat over here. Okay. No, I do not have an Oculus Go yet. Unless, a UPS truck is about to show up and hook me up with an Oculus Go. Do not have an Oculus Go. Okay, but what I wanted to say about The Persistence, I do have some good news related to The Persistence. I did get a review code for The Persistence, so I am playing The Persistence. Now, here's the deal. It is embargoed until tomorrow, so I can't really talk about my experience with The Persistence until tomorrow. And the other thing I wanted to tell you guys is tomorrow's show, there will not be a show at 10 a.m. tomorrow. There won't be a show at 11 a.m. tomorrow. In fact, tomorrow it is going to be a nighttime episode. We're talking 8 p.m. Pacific. Now, this is not locked in stone. Maybe it'll be 9 p.m. Pacific, but my hope is for 8 p.m. Pacific, but it is going to be fluid, basically. So I don't have a locked-in thing there. But basically, tomorrow night, when I do my show tomorrow night, the embargo for The Persistence is over. And so I can say as much as I want to say about The Persistence tomorrow on tomorrow's episode, and I definitely will be talking about that. So it's a big week because we got The Persistence tomorrow, and then is it Thursday that we have Marvel Powers United VR is arriving, I think, Thursday. So we have another big game arriving Thursday with Marvel Powers United VR. Detached also arrives tomorrow for PlayStation VR. Gotta admit, I'm not that hyped on Detached. I don't know if I should be hyped on Detached. It's already been out. It's been available on Oculus. It's been available on Steam. And I don't often see anybody ranting and raving about Detached. So let me get off this VR Game Rankings trailer. Another thing I got to tell you guys is I did not do anything today as far as like preparing for anything. So I did not grab any trailers of any kind, which I know that is really lame on my part. But you know, this little daily vlog, I got to tell you, it kind of sneaks up on me a lot, and I'm just not ready for this little daily vlog sometimes. You know, I don't know what to tell you. Let's see here. Looking to see if I can find some random trailer to throw in. I've used all my damn trailers. That's the problem. Let's go to this. No, we don't want that. Man, and I deleted everything up out of here too. That's the other problem. I had a lot of stuff up in here and I deleted out of it. Well, I'm going to just throw this dumb Samsung thing on here. Just because I don't have anything else to throw up on here. I don't even know what this is. But basically, detached is really good. So Chris Gould is saying that detached is really good. I'm going to try to fix chat a little bit to get it bigger. Still really small. Yeah, that's how the openings of these shows will go. They will always be sketchatorical is what I call it. And the openings of this show is sketch. As you can see, the little ticker on the screen that says welcome to VR Game Rankings YouTube channel, I have not changed that. It's the same crap that's been running for like the last 2 days. Really need to change that. But this is kind of like a seat of my pants sort of thing. I just don't have a ton of time to like really make this like a high-end production. So apologies for that. Hopefully you guys, when you tune into this, you know, it's basically just about talking about, you know, what's going on. Okay, now I think I need to make my chat a tiny bit smaller because Grant's comment is off of the screen here a little bit. So I'm going to move this up like that. Let's see. Okay, actually, wait, I can pop my chat out. I can pop it out. Okay, so Chris Gould said detached is really good. Paradise Decay has checked in. Good evening, Paradise. What time is it in England right now, actually? Do you think the extra dev time for Marvel Powers United will benefit the full release? Well, they got a hell of a lot of extra dev time, I'll tell you that, because I think a lot of us, I know myself personally, I was actually expecting Marvel Powers United like March, you know, maybe February, because this was last year. So it just turned 6 p.m. Okay, so 10 a.m. is 6 p.m. basically. Oh, it's 18:18 in the UK. That is spooky when you get numbers like that. Heard the game is 55 gigs. Yeah, it's like 55 point something gigs, damn near 56 gigs, which is really quite crazy. Yeah, you know, Marvel Powers United VR, I know that I've kind of not given it a ton of love, but the one thing I will say for it is, I mean, it's $40, but man, they are giving you a ton of different superheroes, a ton of different backdrops, a ton of villains. So what they are providing, and it's incredibly colorful. I like colorful stuff. I really hope there's going to be an option to turn off your character, like whatever little quip, whatever little dialogue that your character keeps spouting off, like Hulk mad or whatever, you know, whatever dumb little quotes your character is saying. I really, really, really hope there's an option to turn that off, because man, I really hope. But you know, incredibly colorful, and I'm hoping Marvel Powers United VR is pretty proper. Okay, so let me fix my chat window now, because now it's starting to scroll down here. I want it to just show like the last maybe six or seven messages if possible. That's kind of good right there. Okay, Crunchy is in the house. Hello everyone, what is up? Again, apologies for the delay in getting this started. At some point, I might have to switch this to 11 a.m. because what I've found is 10 a.m. just sneaks up on me hella quick. And I think 11 a.m. might be better, but I don't want to move to 11 a.m. now because we're still in the middle of summer and it gets crazy hot, and the later in the day it just gets hotter and hotter. It's already hot in this room. This room that I'm in, I got a light there, I got a light there. There's one air conditioner duct in this entire room. It's a huge ass room. Should have 3 air conditioner ducts, have 1. I turn my AC way the hell down in the house. So everybody, because this is like a garage. For those that don't know, this is a 3-car garage that my wife, translation, he wants to sleep in you. Translation is I'm not getting up as early as I used to get up. But this is a 3-car, well, this was a 3-car garage. And a number of years back, I was telling my wife, I wish I had like a theater room and all this stuff. And like I had been telling my wife this for a while. And she was like, you know what? If you want to take the garage and do something crazy with the garage, go ahead. She gave me the green light to like go psycho on the garage. And so what I did was I was like, okay, I'm going to build a theater room in the garage. And it's like, if you see this big screen back here, I used to be really into like home theater, like Blu-rays, HD DVDs. You guys remember when HD DVD, King Kong? Remember you guys had like an Xbox 360 and you got the little HD DVD add-on for your Xbox 360 and King Kong was on HD DVD. Remember that war? There was a war between Blu-ray and HD DVD. I mean, that's a long time ago, but that's basically when I was building this like media room thing that I built. And so not this wall over here, but the opposite wall, there's like a 26-foot wall that I had to construct. I didn't do it. I had people that helped me. Luckily, I had some really good help. Got some background noise. The garbage men are picking up our garbage today. Yeah. So we have airplanes, garbage trucks, barking dogs, lawnmower men. What else? What else is going to happen? I'll probably have somebody barging in here in a minute. Like one of my teenage sons will probably barge in here. But anyway, let's pop over to chat and see what people are yapping about. Okay. Chris Gould, the important thing is to have a regular time. Yeah, see, I want to have a regular time. If you move it about too much, people get confused and drop off. Yeah. Yeah, I know. That's why when I said 10 a.m., 10 a.m., 10 a.m., 10 a.m., this is a regular time. Tomorrow, me not being able to do a show at 10 a.m. is I simply am not going to be around until later in the day. I've got stuff I've got to do. Simply cannot make it. But yeah, 10 a.m., I'd love to keep it at 10 a.m. and just leave it at 10 a.m. But it sneaks up on me, so I'm kind of unprepared for it. Let's see, what are people saying here? Mr. Bighead, is it possible to have a 2-camera setup for PSVR? No, it is not. And it's well, you know what? I wonder though. Could Sony make a dongle that would plug into the camera slot on the back of a PS4 and the back of a PS4 Pro that would split into 2 cameras, but it's probably the internal motherboard of PlayStation 4 is probably just not set up to handle that. I don't know. It's a good question. And then even if PSVR was set up to accept 2 different cameras, remember, PSVR is a living room product. It's a product for your regular Joe Schmoes that you really want to have them spreading cameras around with cords while people are playing VR and tripping over VR and slamming their head into their brand new 4K TV. Don't know that that's a good idea. So I don't think we're going to get multiple PSVR cameras. IPCSK, wow, you have the best wife. Yeah, honestly, I give my wife serious props for letting me go psycho with this room. And this has basically become my man cave, right? And see these walls over here? Okay, they kind of have like this burgundy fabric that's on it, right? Well, on the bottom half of the wall is this acoustical material. So this room actually has really good acoustics. That's why my voice tends to sound pretty good on like podcasts and stuff, because this room has been acoustically treated, because this used to be a garage. And in those corners there, that black corner back there, in that back corner, I got these there are these slabs. I think it's OC703. It's like Corning's, Owens Corning's insulation. There are these thick bricks, and I cut it into triangles. and then you put the triangles into your corner and you stack it from the floor to the ceiling. And what that's for is bass. It's supposed to give you that bass where, like, when I was into home theater and stuff, the bass would be like, boom, boom. You know, it would give you that bass that would, like, really, like, almost like, oh, shit. You know, this building's about to fall down. And so I did all of that. So, yeah, I'm lucky to have a wife that let me go to town on this. Absolutely. Into O'Connor. I had a HD DVD with my Xbox 360 add-on. Yeah, a lot of us did. And man, that time was so long ago and it died off. And now you'll go to like a thrift store and you'll see King Kong on HD DVD for like $3. Or like Battlestar Galactica, the series, season 1 on HD DVD. You know, I don't remember all the HD DVDs, but yeah, HD DVD was a thing. I remember, you know, that movie Doom with The Rock? I think that was on HD DVD, and that was one of the first HD DVDs I ever saw. But see, when you're a projector guy, I had a projector and, you know, the screen and all that. When you're a projector guy, any little bit of extra resolution you can get matters. Oh my God, it matters when you're blowing up, because my screen is like 126 inches. Do you guys know I don't have a projector now? No projector, because the projector was mounted right here, and I would be playing my Vive, and you know, I had my Vive wands, and sometimes in a game where you're trying to pop a balloon or something, I would smack right into my projector, so the projector had to go. And I just don't care about flat gaming, so it all went bye-bye. Crunchy, I find it weird that PS4 doesn't support Ultra HD Blu-ray when Xbox One does. Yeah, that is weird. But yeah, that is weird. Actually, there's really no other way to explain that, huh? Hybrid Energy says plus 1 hour is fine, just don't do it on Valve time. Yeah. Paradise Decay. Now I'm converting 3D Blu-rays and watching them in my Go. It's amazing. You know, a lot of people on the PlayStation VR subreddit they also talk about watching 3D Blu-rays. I think I saw somebody on there the other day talk about Gravity. Which Gravity, you want to talk about a 3D Blu-ray that is impressive? Gravity is impressive. Like, I kind of got over the whole 3D thing. I was really into 3D at one time. When 3D first popped off, I was super into 3D. You know, I had a PlayStation 3 and I was playing like Wipeout. Not Wipeout. Well, I was playing Wipeout in 3D as well, but MotorStorm Pacific Rift in 3D. Does anybody remember that in 3D? Does anybody remember that beach with the water and the water splashing on you? MotorStorm Pacific Rift 3D, I think, or something like that. I was into 3D for a minute. But yeah, Paradise Decay is talking about converting 3D Blu-rays and watching them on his Go. And I don't have a Go yet, but when I do get a Go, probably would want to check that out, because that's with the Oculus Go, you could just kick back laying on your bed basically and chill out and watch a 3D Blu-ray movie. My question though is, for those of you that are doing this, can you really sit there and watch a 2-hour movie with the headset on? And then when you take your headset off, do you have like that Oculus Jeff Gerstmann face, or, you know, what's going on there? Chris Gould says Sony will not split the existing player base. I believe he's talking about the 2-camera thing. And yeah, that is what I get into every single time when I'm talking about people are talking about new controllers. There needs to be a new VR controller for PlayStation VR, man. Why doesn't Sony just come out with a new controller, man? It's easy. And I always see these threads. And the thing I tell these people is, no, you don't get it. That would be an add-on to an add-on. You know, you're literally talking about an add-on to an add-on. Sony is stuck with the setup they got right now. They're stuck like Chuck. And their only option is PSVR 2. When PSVR 2 comes along, they can start off brand new with a completely different tracking mechanism, which, God help us, they better have a completely different tracking mechanism. The headset would have a completely different tracking mechanism. The controllers, completely different tracking mechanism. My recommendation to Sony, and Shuhei Yoshida watches the Daily Vlog Live religiously. He's always sending me private messages saying how much... No, but Shuhei Yoshida, man, somebody tweeted this guy. What Sony needs to do with PSVR 2 is copy the Lighthouse, rip it off. Copy the Lighthouse technology, create 2 little Lighthouse-like boxes, put a battery inside the boxes, okay, and design these little Lighthouse boxes to run for 2 weeks on a charge. 2 full weeks, you got to charge them. And they'll run for 2 weeks, so there's no wires going back to the console, no wires whatsoever, and you put them up on a bookcase or whatever, and then bam, and that's what Sony should do for their tracking. Okay, so let me go back here because I've been missing out on chat. I bet the neighbors love movie night at Anthony's. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah. Mavis, he's watching films again. Well, see, here's the thing. I don't watch movies anymore in this room. I don't even have a projector in this room. That white screen back there, I might as well paint the whole thing black because there's nothing ever on it. I've just kind of given up on that. Just don't really care about that. But yeah, back in the days, trust me, this thing was booming. And one of the big mistakes I made, although you're talking like 20 grand or something, or 10 grand, would be to make this room soundproof, like to actually soundproof a room. But I looked into the process of soundproofing a room, and it is some shit, because basically what you do to soundproof a room, you kind of build another room inside the room. You literally build another room inside your room. So my ceiling is already low as hell. So now you're talking about I got to build a room inside my room and make my ceiling even lower. And then you have to have the floor on these like shock absorber type. It's crazy. To make a room completely soundproof is ridiculous, but it would be awesome. Think about it. No lawnmowers, no garbage trucks, no UPS trucks, no FedEx trucks, no barking dogs, no airplanes. If I had a soundproof room, that would be so freaking awesome. But I didn't have an extra 20 grand floating around for that. Let's see. Chris Gould says, Go is really comfortable for watching movies. I get that, but for 2 hours? Paradise Decay says, you only get that face if it's too tight. I hardly feel I'm wearing the Go, and I've watched 3-hour movies. Wow, 3-hour movies. That is crazy. Question for the Go guys. This is Hybrid Energy. When I watch movies in VR, I super sample high and it helps. Are you just stuck at the base super sample and resolution on the Go? Fluke says, I still can't stand just passively sitting for long enough to watch a film in VR. HMDs need to be lighter with some semblance of active cooling. Yeah, can you imagine a day? I mean, I don't know how anybody could do this, but could you imagine an HMD that actually doesn't touch your face, but it floats like a centimeter? I mean, how the hell are they going to do that? But how awesome would that be if it just floated right above your face? Okay. Oh yeah, they're talking about the nunchuck on PSVR. Apparently this brand new tennis game actually uses the nunchuck, which I believe is the first PSVR game to ever use the nunchuck. That is interesting. That tennis game kind of slipped me. Chris Gould says, cannot really hear any outside noise. No, yesterday or whatever, I think it was yesterday when that plane, I could hear that plane. I checked back on YouTube and I could hear the plane loud and clear. So Chris, you want to get some Q-tips, maybe clean out your ears a little bit. Ekin Hawk, when do you think the next big VR boom will happen? Yeah. When will the next big VR boom will happen? Well, I think it's going to take new hardware. I've said it before, but I think it's going to take, I really think we got to cut the cords, man. I don't know that we're going to get every Joe Blow, Joe Schmo, average day consumer out there until we cut these umbilical cords. And really what it's going to take is, the Oculus Santa Cruz, it's going to take that, but being really good. So probably not this first generation of Santa Cruz, but another generation. We might be looking at 4 years. I hate to say it, but we might be looking at 4 years before the next big VR boom. HMD that floats in front of your face equals PSVR. Yeah, well, yeah, it actually does, because you can take the little slide out thing. And anybody that has PSVR, you guys know that it fogs up. And sometimes you have to hit that little button and slide it out and leave it in slide out mode for a little while until it defogs. The nice thing about that slide out mechanism is I can slide out my PSVR and then I can get my little lens cleaner thing while I still have the PSVR on my head, and I can get my hand up in there with the little lens cleaner wipe, and I can actually wipe my lenses while still having my headset on. That is really nice. Future VR headsets like that, Sony came out with a very good design. The whole crown thing, it's like a pillow. It's like a pillow that is on your head. The Sony PSVR is the most comfortable VR headset by far. It's not even close. Like, does anybody have an argument with that? Tell me which headset is more comfortable than PSVR. And then they also did that mechanism there, which is a great idea. Why doesn't everybody just steal this? And I know the Windows Mixed Reality kind of stealed it a little bit. Okay, let's see here. Yeah, so people are just talking about, Hybrid Energy says early 2021, Elkin, for the breakout of Phase of Disillusionment. Phase of Disillusionment. Yeah, that's a good one. The trough of disillusionment. No, we're in a trough, man. It's just a dirty, muddy trough. You know, the pigs are down there in the trough as well. For me, future, wireless, and 100 grams of weight. I wonder what 100 grams of weight equals. Like, I wonder what that would equal. How light would that be? Okay, so why don't we go ahead and jump into our first legit story of the day. I do have one legit story that I'm going to get into. So let me go ahead and change this game trailer. That was just background noise for those of you that don't know. That was background noise. I need to grab just a whole bunch of really long trailers to use as just background fodder. Now I gotta find the trailer. Okay, so popping this trailer on the screen, and the trailer that we're seeing on the screen right now, it's Pixel Ripped 1989. And so the reason I got Pixel Ripped 1989 is I got a code yesterday. Much love to Pixel Ripped Incorporated. Hooked me up with a code for this game. Now here's the deal on Pixel Ripped. Pixel Ripped comes out July 31st, which I believe is a week from Tuesday. And this game is embargoed until I believe the 30th, which is next Monday. However, the dev has allowed that we are allowed to talk as much as we want about the first level of Pixel Ripped, the very first level of the game. And I barely got the game yesterday. Got the game relatively late in the day. I saw the email from Pixel Ripped Incorporated, and downloaded it on the PS4 and all of that. And so I just jumped into it last night. But I do have some first impressions of it. And so I thought I would go ahead and get into that right now. So basically, the level that you kind of start out on is you're in this teacher's room. You guys see it on the screen where the teacher comes over there and smashes your desk and gets hella pissed off. That's where you basically start off with this game. And it's really interesting because when you see the trailers of this game, you know that it's going for this retro style vibe. You kind of have basically a Game Boy that is in this world. You're in a 3D cartoon world, but you're holding a Game Boy and you're playing a Game Boy, and it's like you have to get through the game on the Game Boy, and it also affects this outside world that you're in. And so I've only I've only done this first level, so I can't comment on anything else. But my theory on this is like, it seems what they're going to do with this game is you're going to be placed in these different environments where you have to try to play the game, but at the same time kind of hide the fact that you're playing the game. That's basically what this is. It's like you're playing your little Game Boy, but at the same time you got to kind of hide the fact that you're playing your Game Boy. And so in the very first room that you're in a classroom, and there's a teacher there. The other interesting thing about this too is I had always heard that this was made by this Brazilian lady, right? And it is. It's made by it's pretty much mainly one person, but she hooked up with this other company and they kind of helped her finish it out. So she had other people that helped her along with it. I should actually look that up and find the name of that other company that helped her with it. But I was thinking that it was going to have a very Brazilian flavor to it, but it actually has a very English flavor to it, because apparently she's like she was living in England for a while. She was going to school in England. She's from Brazil, but I think she was going to college or something in England. And so it has a very English UK kind of vibe to it. Like that teacher that's in that room, she talks with, an English accent. It's kind of like UK-ish, even though she's from Brazil. So that was kind of interesting there. But yeah, so you're in these different rooms and it's like you're playing your Game Boy, but you got to hide the fact that you're playing your Game Boy. And so the one thing that I find curious though about this game, and I kind of worry about widespread appeal of this game, is it is very, very retro from the standpoint that you are really playing a Game Boy game for a lot. Like in the very beginning, you're really playing this Game Boy game. And if there's got to be some people out there that just have no interest in anything retro, really, like they're just not into retro gaming in any way, shape, or form. And in the very beginning of this game, you're really playing a Game Boy game for quite some time. And I wonder if those people are going to be like, what the hell is this, man? All you're doing is playing this Game Boy game. It's got like a monochrome color, nah, man, this is kind of lame. So I kind of worry about that a little bit when it comes to Pixel Ripped 1989. This game is right up my alley, even though I'd never had a Game Boy way back in the day. But being a retro gamer, it is very much right up my alley, and I'm enjoying what I've played of it, but I do wonder about just your average Joe Schmo VR gamer that doesn't have any kind of retro sensibilities. I really wonder about that. Okay, let me bounce over to chat and see what people are saying over there real quick. Average bar of soap weighs about 100 grams. Well, yeah, that would be very lightweight if we could get down to the weight of a bar of soap, or a small box of paper clips. Holy shit, yeah. I mean, it would have to practically be made out of air to do that. Chris Gould is talking to Paradise Decay. He's saying, man, you have to get PSVR if just to play Wipeout. I'm with Anthony on this one. The best VR game out there. Yeah, so Paradise Decay, if he's not doing PSVR stuff, the last thing he wants to probably do is add PSVR, just because that's a million more videos that he has to do every week. So that'd be funny. Hybrid Energy says, Wipeout VR was the only reason I wanted the PSVR. I am an older guy, so I used to play the Wipeout and Wipeout XL original ones. Crunchy, Redout is okay. Wipeout VR... Wipeout is a freaking masterpiece. It is what it is. It's Wipeout. It's a racing game. So some people are going to play Wipeout VR and they're going to be like, man, some people are saying this is the best VR game ever. It's a Wipeout. But what it does, it does flawlessly. I mean, when those other ships get in front of you and the exhaust is coming out of the back of them, and the music and the visuals. And the other thing is, I mean, I'm playing it on a PS4 Pro. I don't know if it's slightly different on a regular PS4, but the visuals are solid. There's no breakup. The programmers did a fabulous job. Absolutely fabulous job. But yeah. Oh, Crunchy's saying that is a weird disappointment. I wonder what Crunchy was talking about. Is he talking about me talking about Pixel Rip 1989 being almost too retro. I don't know if he's talking about that, but yeah, I mean, so let me get back to Pixel Rip 1989 a little bit, because I mean, I can talk about this first level, and again, very early impressions, barely touched the game, barely scratched the surface. I mean, I basically played this like 2 or 3 times last night for a few, for like 15 minutes each time. That was it. Oh, Arvor, I think, is the developer that was helping him on that. But basically, you're in this classroom, you have your Game Boy, you're playing the Game Boy game, and if you have your head down looking at the Game Boy game for too long, the teacher will notice that, and she will get pissed off, and she will walk over to your desk, and she'll be like, "What are you doing with that thing? I'm going to take that away from you. I better not see that again." She says something like that, right? And so you basically get 3 of those opportunities, and then it's game over. And so the third time, it's like strike 3, strike 1, strike 2, strike 3. The third time when she walks over, that's when she smashes your desk, and then you got to start over. And it's like, so you got to get through. See, basically, you're playing that Game Boy. You got to get through that Game Boy level, all the way through that level, without her noticing, without being interrupted, to finish that level. Now, the other cool thing, though, is there are certain things in your real world that you're in this classroom that you're in, that you can also use to distract the teacher and buy you a little bit more time to get back into your Kid Gear game, or whatever they call it in this game. It's not called Game Boy. I think it is. Oh, Gear Kid. And see that Electronic Gaming Monthly 1989 buyer's guide that is sitting on that table? There actually is an Electronic Gaming Monthly 1989 buyer's guide. In fact, I have that issue. I can actually walk over there and grab that issue. I have that issue. And they did like an exact replica of it. And then even like the Game Boy packaging, like that's the cool thing about this game. This Brazilian lady that did this, she knows her shit. Like she really knows her shit. Or everybody that is helping her with this game really knows their shit. Like as far as retro goes, really dialed in retro. The Game Boy cartridges, all that. Really dialed in. Lots of nostalgia there. Somebody mentioned Duck Hunt, and yeah, it does have a little bit of that, but without the horror factor. But basically, one of the things that you can do when you're in this classroom is you have like this spit wad thing. And so what you could do is you can take your head, and if you look at the spit wad, there's a little timer that comes up on the screen. So you have to look at this spit wad thing for about 3 seconds, and then it will activate the spit wad. And then now you have this spit wad thing that is in front of your face. And so you aim it to where you want to aim it, and you hit the trigger or whatever button it is, and you shoot a spit wad. Now, what you'll notice is in the environment, you'll notice certain things in the environment that have like a little glowing reflection on them. And that's basically letting you know that if you hit your spit wad on that thing, then it's going to trigger a distraction. It causes a distraction, which will buy you time to get back to your Game Boy game and to try to get through that level. And you're playing a legit Game Boy game. This is a real, like the game that they put on the Game Boy. It's almost like they had to design 2 games here. They had to design this Game Boy game, and then they had to design the outside world. So it's a combination, which is pretty cool. And the way I would describe this Game Boy game, it kind of reminds me of Metroid on the Game Boy, kind of reminds me of Mega Man, and it also reminds me of Addams Family on the Super Nintendo. Does anybody remember Addams Family back on the Super Nintendo? It really reminds me of, like, for some reason, like the movement of your little guy that's running around and you're collecting like little coins and stuff really reminds me of that Addams Family game on Super Nintendo. Let's go back to chat, see what people are yapping about. Yeah, Barry Schuler says, Duck Hunt VR was awesome. This looks just as good. Yeah, it's different. It's very different. I honestly think, like, Duck Hunt VR did have that horror stuff, and it had the nostalgia factor, but there wasn't much of a game to it. This is more gamey, I think, but you really got to be a retro fan here, because otherwise I think, I don't know that, because you really have to play this Game Boy game. Like, it's not like you play 2 minutes of this Game Boy game and you get through it. You got to play like a legit level of this Game Boy game, and I'm not sure a lot of people are going to be down for that. Crunchy says, the teacher looks buff. She smashes the desk with her fists. Yeah. Yes, Adam's Family. You're making me want Pixel Ripper already. That's hybrid energy. If your hair was down to your butt, you qualify for this game. That's Roy Schwartz. I never had long hair like that. Not even back in the days. Yeah, Crunchy updates his atoms to add the 2Ds. Unless, is that a Mandela effect? It was really 1D and now it's 2Ds. Ballistic NG. Not a patch on Wipeout PSVR, however, I really like it and have put quite a few hours into it. Okay, so yeah, I just wanted to double check chat. Yeah, it's coming out on the 31st of this month. It is $19.99. And yeah, that was my big worry with Pixel Ripped, was the price, because I'm like, man, this price seems almost too low. What is the catch here? So I know we have this level where you're in the teacher's classroom. Obviously, there's that level. There's also this level where it appears you're on the playground and you're on like a bench, like the school playground. It's recess or something like that. So there appears to be that level, because you see these two levels in this trailer. Is there a third level? Is there a fourth level? I don't know. And then also, like, when I'm looking at this trailer here, in part of this trailer, you see like the Game Boy games start to really leak out into the world, and I haven't really seen that yet. Maybe I just haven't survived long enough to see that yet. This is a part that I've seen with the teacher, with your desk. I'm trying to see. Yeah, see, that looks like a different level. That looks like a really cool level. Haven't seen that yet. This is the playground level. That's the playground level. It looks like it's raining and stuff. That looks like another level. Yeah, so maybe you're in detention or something. So it looks like there's quite a few levels. I think it looks like it's worth $19.99 easily, because Duck Hunt was $19. This has at least as much juice as Duck Hunt. Oh, you even have a little Game Boy Watch thing. The one thing I was thinking that would be cool with Pixel Ripped, and this would be difficult, but what if they had a controller that was this Game Boy thing? So you're really holding the Game Boy in your hand and you're pushing the actual buttons, and it has some rumble and it's tracked. Like, that would be really immersive. It'd really buy you into the game. Excuse me. One thing I realized too with Pixel Ripped is it uses a controller. Well, at least the PSVR version, it uses a controller. You don't use moves, as far as I can tell, and it is a sit-down game. You want to be seated. It's designed where you're going to be seated most of the time, because at first I was playing it standing up. Okay, let's see what else people are saying here. I hope the teacher sounds like one of the teachers from Pink Floyd's Another Brick in the Wall. She sounds like your typical crotchety teacher, but she does have a UK accent. Duck Season. Yeah, we keep saying Duck Hunt. Duck Season. Yeah, it was Duck Season. Okay. Paradise Decay is saying, Anthony, can you add other games, any DLC planned, etc.? Are you talking about Pixel Ripped? Like, I don't know. I'm not sure yet. Like I said, we're embargoed for this. The only thing we can talk about is that first level. And so, I mean, I think it just has what's built into it. Barry Schuler says, hope it has all the throwback stuff like commercials, movies, etc., like Duck Season. Yeah, the one thing that Duck Season did really, really, really well was the TV and the commercials. Because what VR can do, like, really, really good, is the one thing we can do with VR right here and right now, with the resolution, the way our headsets are, is put an old television into whatever scene you're in and put like some type of video on that old television and it can look damn real. It can look like the duck season, they did those like late night infomercial commercials that were, and it looked real. They looked like real commercials, and the resolution was perfect like that. I don't know if they do a ton of that in Pixel Rip 1989. It's more about that Game Boy or the Kid Gear or Gear Kid. It's more about that than it is like this other stuff. But I'm sure they're going to have some of that in the background. I hope they bring Pixel Rip to PC VR. Dude, July 31st, Steam and Oculus, as far as I know. So if you're a Vive or a Rift gamer, you can play this a week from tomorrow, as far as I know. The PSV, I got a PSVR code, but I believe Rift players and Vive players. The one downside, though, for Rift and Vive players is you're playing a Game Boy, and there might be a disconnect to hold two controllers. I guess with Rift, though, you have that thumbstick. You know, it'll probably feel okay. I kind of like the fact that it's a controller game because I'm holding a physical controller, and it's like I'm holding that Game Boy. And so now the Vive, I wonder if the Vive is going to have an option where you could just play with a 360 gamepad, but then it won't be tracked because they track the Game Boy that you're holding in your hand. They track that because when the teacher is walking around, you can take your Game Boy and you can actually turn it this way and put it down here a little bit, and then the teacher won't see it, and then she won't get pissed off at you. And so I think you're going to have to use Vive wands. So that's going to be a little janky. And remember, I talked about this, I think, wasn't it just yesterday? Both the Rift and the Vive need to have a tracked gamepad in the future. I believe tracked gamepads are a requirement in the future, I think. Okay, well, anyway, I mean, I talked about this Pixel Rip for quite a bit here. Unfortunately, like, this is really the only story I had today. And I don't have any. Oh, wait a minute. I got a story for you guys. I just remembered something. There is a story. Let me bust out the next story. There is a story. Just remembered. Yeah, this is straight up news that hit today. And the news that hit today, folks, megaton rainfall has a date. August 9th, it is going to be available for HTC Vive players on Steam and on the Oculus Store on August 9th. Now, Megaton Rainfall, you can actually already buy this on Steam, but it is the flat version of the game. It is not on Oculus, but it will be coming on Oculus. This is August 9th. I didn't catch a date for it, but Pentadimensional Games, they tweeted out about this. And I think on PSVR, it's, let me check real quick. I'll do a live check to see what is the price for Megaton on Steam. Megaton Rainfall, Steam. It's on sale right now, actually. You can buy Megaton Rainfall on... Oh, maybe not. Okay, so Megaton Rainfall on Steam, it's showing the price as $15.99. And the question I'm curious about is, it says, note, this game has no VR mode. So what I'm wondering, can you buy this $15.99 version and then on August 9th you're going to get the VR mode? Or does Megaton Rainfall have a separate VR version that's going to hit Steam? Not sure. It's $15.99 on Steam. Let me double check on PlayStation Store to see what the current price is for Megaton Rainfall. Don't you guys like the sound of hitting keyboards while I'm in chat? Yeah, it's $15.99 on the PSVR store. Yeah, this was released back on October 17th, 2017. I'm a fan of Megaton Rainfall. I really am. I like this game. And the reason I like it so much is because I've always been a fan of War of the Worlds type stuff. War of the Worlds, like alien invasions. Like I've always liked that. The old classic War of the Worlds movie, one of my favorite movies back in the day, like as a little kid, like the 1950s War of the Worlds movie. I thought that was an awesome movie, with the little spaceships with the little thing that moves around. Like War of the Worlds, sweet. Even the Tom Cruise movie War of the Worlds was good until we saw the aliens. Once we saw the aliens, I thought, man, these aliens are not designed very well. That's a pet peeve that I have for almost any movie that I ever see that has an alien in it. You better make the alien look good or you're going to disappoint the hell out of me. I'll tell you what, one of my favorite aliens that I've ever seen in a movie is, what is that movie? Fire in the Sky. Okay, you guys remember Fire in the Sky, the story of Travis Walton, where they're like these loggers and they're in Arizona up in the mountains somewhere, and they're loggers, and a UFO, like they see a UFO, and that one guy gets zapped into the UFO and he's gone for like a week, and it's like a murder mystery because they think that these people killed him and all that. Now that movie, Fire in the Sky, first of all, incredible movie. If you have not seen Fire in the Sky, that is your homework. You need to watch Fire in the Sky. It is a damn good movie. But the alien that is in Fire in the Sky looks to me like what an alien could really look like. And I was disappointed with War of the Worlds, the Tom Cruise movie, when it got to the point where we saw the alien. I was like, really? That's your alien, Steven Spielberg? Really? Like, can't you do a little bit better than that? But I love these movies. I love when an alien menace is like attacking our planet, like Independence Day and stuff like that. And that is that's what this game is. Megaton Rainfall is, you're a god in this game, and you're kind of protecting this planet. I don't even know if it's meant to be planet Earth, but basically you're like a god and you're kind of like taking care of this planet. And there's an alien invasion that takes place. And so what you have to do is you have to fly around to these different cities that are being attacked. And then you have to deal with this alien onslaught that is happening. And the coolest thing about Megaton Rainfall is the alien vehicles themselves. The alien vehicles move, morph, and they sound like some real good sci-fi. Like the people that made this game, Pentadimensional Games, which I think is like one dude basically, absolutely killed it with the designs of the alien ships and the way the alien ships sound. And then the other aspect of it too is it's kind of GTA style, where you have like this city that's taking place and you got little people running around, you got little cars, so you can see down there little people running around and little cars driving around. And so it's like a cityscape that's going on, and a building will explode and you'll hear all these people like, ah, yelling and screaming. And you will literally feel guilt. You'll feel guilty for letting these people die. You really will. And then the alien, like all the different ships that the aliens come up with to just cause mass destruction. I mean, the aliens just absolutely wreck shop in this game. Megaton Rainfall. This is one of these games I was playing on PSVR for a while. Loved the hell out of it, but it was a busy time, got distracted, never went back to it, and it's a fantastic game. I really like it. And I think on the Vive and on the Rift, with the power of the PC being stronger, I would think like the little people that are running around, the little cars that are on the ground, like the cityscape and all of that, that could probably look a little bit better and animate better and all those kinds of things. I love Megaton Rainfall. I mean, it's not gonna. This is like another relatively cheap game, $16. It's not gonna like that's the thing about all these games. Some people will get this game, they think, oh, this is gonna hold me down for months. No, it's a diversion. It's a fun game to play. I don't know that it's gonna hold anybody down for months. Let me bounce back over to chat. Okay, let's see what people are talking about over here. Okay. Oops. Scroll back up a little bit. Anthony, August 9th for VR version on Steam and Oculus. Yeah, August 9th. It's getting Move controller support patch for PSVR. Yeah, that is interesting. It is getting Move. I did see that. That's going to be coming later. I wonder how that's going to work. You know what's interesting about that is we rarely see that. Like, when have we seen a PlayStation VR game not feature moves at all and then add move support later? Does anybody have an example of that? I was thinking about that earlier, and I can't think of an example where somebody has added moves later. Okay, Hybrid Energy says that was a good movie based on a real story. Well, the claim by that guy that it was real. Yeah, he's talking about Fire in the Sky. Yeah, it's based on this Travis Walton story, which, if you really look into that story, it could go either way. But then if there really is like some kind of alien thing going on, you got to imagine there's probably some agency that wants to make stuff like that look phony. So, they cloud it up a little bit. Yeah, no, Fire in the Sky is a damn good movie. If you like sci-fi at all, you got to peep that out. Anthony, you should check out the movie A Quiet Place. Really cool aliens. Christopher Walken, wasn't it? Interesting. A Quiet Place. I'll have to look that up. Fluke Rogie says the worst thing about the Tom Cruise War of the Worlds was one of the little kids in it. So annoying and only matched in sheer annoyingness by a kid in the recent movie A Quiet Place. I don't remember the kid that was super annoying, but I believe you. I absolutely believe you. But the one cool thing about the War of the Worlds, the Tom Cruise War of the Worlds, I think the first 25 minutes of that movie was done really, really well. When Tom Cruise went downtown and there was that thing that something was underground and it was bubbling up and people were getting close. And then when all those people were getting zapped by the aliens and they were just poof, poof. They were just poofing into dust. If there was a real alien invasion, that's how aliens would do it. They would just explode us into nothingness. And that's what, and he was covered with all that dust and stuff. He got home, remember when he got home to his house and they're like, what happened to you? You're covered in you got dust or something all over you. And he goes into the bathroom and he's just completely covered in dust and he wants to wash it because he knows that's basically human remains. He's covered in fragments of human remains from people, humans that were just completely vaporized. The opening of War of the Worlds, damn good. I thought the whole movie was good until I saw the damn alien. But I don't remember the annoying kid. I'm sure there was an annoying kid. Terry Blanchard, hey Anthony, Paradise, cool movie, Fire in the Sky, but best sci-fi movie to date I have seen is The 13th Floor. Yeah, I wouldn't say it's the best. You really say that's the best sci-fi movie you've seen to date? The 13th Floor is cool. It's especially cool when you start thinking about simulation theories and all that kind of thing. But yeah, I like The 13th Floor. The acting was good. I don't know that I would put that into my top 5. But no, it's a good movie, Terry, no question. Paradise Decay, my favorite monster movie has to be Cloverfield. Yeah, Cloverfield is underrated, man. Cloverfield is hella underrated. I liked Cloverfield. I thought, especially when I saw Cloverfield, I hadn't heard everything about it. And I just saw it, and I was like, wow, that shit really impressed me. I liked Cloverfield. I didn't like the sequel very much, though. It was just I don't like these movies that are basically one room. It's these movies where they make it and it's just in one room. It's like a play. It's like when they turn a play into a movie. A lot of plays are designed to just take place in one single room, and then they make a movie about it, and the movie takes place in just one room. It's kind of lame. Speaking of movies, I think VR is an untapped medium. I mean, we can live the movies. The Blade Runner experience was such a tease. Well, Hybrid Energy, what I'll tell you is The Invisible Hours. The Invisible Hours, to me, is the first real VR movie. And this was by Tequila Works. It was published by Game Trust. And I really feel like Invisible Hours was a real is a VR movie. And basically the way I think they can do this thing is, instead of making a movie so much about like this one specific story, you make a movie about a location. It's like a location based movie. And then you have maybe 5 or 6 stories that are taking place at this location simultaneously. And then you, as the viewer, have the opportunity to bounce to these different locations and watch the movie unfold. And it's kind of, Pulp Fiction style or whatever, where they have like 5 different little things that are all going on simultaneously. And so you bounce from one area to another and you watch these things take place. And then movies would have legit replay value. Like The Invisible Hours has legit replay value because you can't be everywhere at once. In The Invisible Hours, you're basically a ghost, and you're a ghost, and you can go to this room and you can watch something unfold, and you can go to that room and you can watch something unfold, but you can't be everywhere simultaneously. And so these movies will actually have like legit replay value. I think that is going to be the future of VR movies. And Tequila Works, they started it off. People need to realize that. There is a third Cloverfield coming, apparently, based on a space station. Cloverfield is going to be a trilogy, huh? I hope the Cloverfield 2 was not bad. It just wasn't like Cloverfield 1. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Hybrid Energy says, exactly. I loved Invisible Hour. If Hollywood was on board with VR, it's not like I would mind standing next to Kate Beckinsale. Yeah, I don't think any of us would mind that too much. I would love a sci-fi version like Lone Echo. Lone Echo, at times, see, my ultimate dream as a VR fanboy, or just a video game fanboy, just an entertainment fanboy in general, is like, my dream has always been, I want to be inside a movie. I want to step inside a movie. I want to be the lead character in a movie. And isn't that what VR is all about? Isn't that where VR is heading? That instead of sitting on a sofa and watching a movie, you actually climb inside the movie. The movie is surrounding you. You are the star character, or maybe you could be a supporting role character. There should be options like that. And Lone Echo, there were times in Lone Echo where you're dealing with Olivia and you're on that space station and you're just existing there, and you really start to buy into it. And I felt there were it was brief periods of time, but there were certain brief periods of time where I felt I'm in a sci-fi movie. Like, I'm legitimately inside a legit sci-fi movie. This is almost the dream of dreams that I've always had, and maybe it would only last for like 10 minutes or something, but I felt like I was in a I think that is ultimately our future. I think 20 years from now, we're going to be inside movies. That's basically what it's going to boil down to. Okay, I've been running this Megaton trailer for a little while now. A little short while. So I've got to put something else on. And unfortunately don't have much to throw on here, but let's see. Let me get back into my other folders. Okay, here we go. I'll put this one on. Okay, here's a little Oculus Go trailer. Throw that puppy on for the hell of it. Let's see. Why don't I go ahead and bounce over to the Vive subreddit? We've already been going for about an hour now, right? Because I did start late. But I'm going to pop open the Vive subreddit and see if there's any late breaking news. I typically start off with the Vive subreddit, then we'll bounce to Oculus, and then we'll bounce to PSVR. Okay, so I'm on the Vive subreddit right now. It says Anyland is in financial difficulties and looking for a blessing. Don't really know anything about Anyland. Megaton Rainfall coming to Steam VR Oculus next month, August 9th. Yes, it is. Second time fixing trackpads. Second time breaking the haptic feedback motor. Yeah, man, I see these threads all the time. Luckily I dodged the trackpad HTC Vive Bullet. I had some problem. Like, I did have to buy a new controller at one point, but because my tracking went. What happened was I was playing Brookhaven one time, and I got way the hell out of my regular boundaries. And there's a countertop here that is hard. It's solid. And I had my controller, and I smacked this thing so hard, and I jacked up my controller, and it would still work. But what would happen is I'd be playing an HTC Vive game, and one of my controllers would start drifting off. And so I eventually had to get a new controller. But luckily, I never had the trackpad issue. This guy's saying, late to the discussion, but does this happen to a lot of people? Getting completely absorbed in the experience. By Ronan the Original. I'm guessing this guy's probably new to VR. Yeah, I mean, when all of us first got VR, we were really blown away by it. And then you start to get kind of, you start to, like anything, you develop a little bit of a tolerance. And that's why I think a lot of us, we want to go to higher end headsets, because then it's like our tolerance goes back down. We get a major boost in resolution or something, or field of view or something, and then it kind of opens it up again, and then we're going to get used to that again. That's the problem. We get used to everything. I remember when I first got an HD TV. I was one of the first people in Sacramento, California. This is no joke, like literally one of the first people in Sacramento, California to get an HD TV. I saw the very first Super Bowl that was ever filmed in high definition. It was the St. Louis Rams against the Tennessee Titans. Remember that one Super Bowl that went down to the final play? I saw that Super Bowl in high definition on an HD TV. I think it was at like 1999 or something. I mean, I was an early bird, man. I got super lucky. The HD TV that I had was normally $5,000. I got it for $800 because this company was going out of business. And the reason I'm bringing this up is just because basically we get used to everything. We could have Magic Leap and it really looks like the whale splashing. And it really looks like a submarine is floating in the middle of the street. We would eventually get used to that. We'd eventually get accustomed to that. It sucks. I wish we could eventually not get used to shit. But that's why we always got to keep improving things, because we're always going to get used to stuff. Excuse me. 2MD VR Football, an easily overlooked sports VR game. Absolutely very fun. Love 2MD VR Football. Yeah, so I'm not really seeing any major news here on the Vive subreddit. Let me bounce over to Oculus real quick. Oculus is, please help me understand why my game isn't selling. It's got 417 comments. This is a masterful idea by a developer to bring attention to his game by asking this question. This topic blew up. This is by Redditor Mashanot. And this guy has gotten a lot of attention for whatever his game is. I have not seen this thread whatsoever. I'm going to click on it just to see if we can figure out what game it is. This is my studio's game. Racket NX? Racket NX isn't selling well? Holy shit. This guy's works for One Hamza. Holy smokes. I love Racket NX. That sucks. Let me go ahead and read his little post here. My team, myself, and 98% of our Steam players think it's really fun, polished, and engaging, and yet Racket NX isn't selling well. and we constantly feel a dissonance between how much love our players have for it and how many units are actually sold, even considering it's a VR title. This is our first game, and we made tons of mistakes. We have a bunch of ideas about what to do better next time. Wow, Racket NX has not sold well? That is terribly unfortunate, because Racket NX is a damn fine game. You know, I think I have a Racket NX trailer, don't I? Let me see if I can pop that on the window real quick. That sucks. Racket NX is a solid game. I wonder if, sometimes you have to wonder, though, maybe their expectations for sales are a little bit... Oh, you know what? I think I deleted that trailer. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I deleted it. You got to wonder if maybe his expectations are just a little bit out there, as far as like sales, because VR is kind of a niche right now. It's unfortunate, but VR is a bit of a niche. Somebody was telling me how I was saying niche wrong. Yeah, I accidentally deleted my Racket NX trailer. Sorry, excuse me. Okay, let's see what people are talking about over here in chat. I destroyed 2 Vive wand controllers playing Spark. I play it competitively and am part of the Spark underground teams. So maybe I dodged the touchpad problems by replacing them earlier, LOL. Yeah, I mean, I can see how you could jack some controllers up playing Spark if you really get into it. Paradise Decay says, Anthony, you are 100% that Valve are working on a Portal experience as one of their titles. The latest Valve Network channel did a piece on Valve and mentioned 4 Dead code as well. Thoughts? Left 4 Dead? Yeah, I mean, sure, it's very much a possibility, no question. I bought it on sale a while back. Racket NX is fun, but it's a short-lived game I don't go back to often, like all the ping pong games I bought for VR. That's hybrid energy. Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. It's a racket game. The thing about Racket NX, and I mentioned this when we were talking about wireless, is of all the games that would really take advantage of a wireless headset, Racket NX is one of the games that would really take advantage of a wireless headset. Because when I played Racket NX, you get wrapped. You get wrapped in your cord. There's just nothing you can do. You just get wrapped in your goddamn cord. It's irritating as hell. Okay, I'm going to just throw this Box VR trailer on here because it's a trailer I haven't shown in a minute. It just happened to be in that folder. I am not putting this trailer on because of that young lady. I promise you. I absolutely promise. Let's see. Chris Gould is saying, hey, Anthony, the post below Racket NX is interesting too. Let me get back to that window. Yeah, I was just looking on this Oculus. So much shit covering the nuggets of gold, aka how do we better support small studios and getting the word out? Racket NX professional EA1 game trailer. Please comment your thoughts. Megaton Rainfall. We'll get VR support next month. Oculus, please help No Man's Sky port their game to VR. Oh, you know what? Echo Combat. I completely forgot to get into Echo Combat this weekend. That sucks. I should have got into it for just a few minutes. Did anybody play Echo Combat this weekend, or are you guys just going to wait for like the finalized version? Spider-Man in Marvel Powers United. There is some talk about Spider-Man because like Spider-Man is in the game, but there's no web slinging of any kind. And I guess there was a little bit of like disappointment. Some people were disappointed that Spider-Man has no slinging. I didn't actually read into this whole story, but I guess there was like a, like Oculus or Sanzaru Games kind of had an explanation why they didn't have web slinging with Spider-Man. And the bottom line is this. They're not going to put web slinging in Marvel Powers United VR when you're Spider-Man, because to do that, you almost have to build an entirely new game just for Spider-Man. So Spider-Man needs to have his own VR game. We had that one Spider-Man, there was like an unofficial Spider-Man thing at one point that somebody made where you just could kind of swing through a generic city. And then there was that Spider-Man experience that came out where you were like on the rooftop of a building and you could use your webs to like grab stuff and throw stuff. But I really believe that to do Spider-Man the right way, he has to have his own game. So I completely understand why they wouldn't have Spider-Man like that in Marvel Powers United VR. That makes perfect sense to me. So I'm not worried about that. I mean, I understand that. Spider-Man's my favorite comic book character, by the way. So, I mean, it would be cool. Like, Spider-Man is coming to PlayStation 4. A huge monster game, right? Developed by Insomniac Games. Insomniac Games has made like 4 or 5 VR games. Well, I think 4, and they're working on their 5th, Stormland. Sony has a VR headset called PlayStation VR. Does anybody see something here? Like, where is the announcement that there's going to be a special VR Spider-Man thing for PlayStation VR because Insomniac, Spider-Man, Insomniac, PSVR? Am I out of my mind? Like, what is wrong there? It seems such a natural. It's such a natural that I actually believe that there's another shoe that's going to drop, that maybe we will get some type of Spider-Man in VR on PlayStation VR, but it's coming later. And they're not going to talk about it right now because it's far away and it's coming later. That's my thought process. I don't know if that will actually be legit. Astrobot release date announced. So I'm on PSVR subreddit now, just as an update. Astrobot release date. Why do people put a release date thread and then they don't give the freaking date? October 3rd? Is it October 3rd? I mean, I'm looking through this post here and I'm trying to find October 3rd. They're saying October 3rd, but it seems a little bit sketch. They want me to click onto this YouTube video. See, I don't like clicking onto their videos. Sorry. Give me the actual information. So if anybody has already looked at the information, is Astrobot coming out October 3rd? That's pretty cool. That's a huge game for October. October 2nd, I'm looking in this other thread about Astrobot. There's a new video that was released for Astrobot, and they're saying October 2nd. Let me bounce over. I'll see if I can get this brand new, this new trailer for Astrobot. It won't take too long for me to grab that, and then I'll bounce over to chat. Man, sorry, I keep clearing my throat. I need to hit like a mute button or something. So let's go to PlayStation official channel. And Astrobot. Yeah, so, okay, 5 hours ago. Oh, hold on. My headphones went super loud. Hold on just a sec, guys. I'm going to copy this into 4K downloader, and then I'll get it into our... I'll get it into our window in just a sec here. This commercial has been brought to you by 4K Video Downloader, which I use almost every single day. I love 4K Video Downloader. It works really great. I remember I got 4K Video Downloader way back in the days for 4K. You know, I got this 4K TV and I wanted to try to download some 4K clips to see 4K, man. 4K is going to be incredible. 4K is overrated as hell. Does anybody else believe that? Like, I don't... Like, the difference between watching regular DVDs and watching, like, a legit Blu-ray, like, the difference is, bam, you see that difference in a second. 4K, you got to be, like, 18 inches away from your TV to notice any freaking difference whatsoever. It's such a letdown. Like, where's the big difference? So it's trying to parse this video. It's taking forever. I don't know why 4K is taking a million years. So anyway, let me bounce back over to chat. See what people are talking about. Okay, a full-blown VR Spider-Man game would be awesome. Sure as hell would. Paradise Decay said, I went into Echo Combat. Seems I missed the beta as it was just Echo Arena. Yeah, I think if you went in yesterday, it ended kind of early. It ended a little bit earlier than I thought it would end. The PSVR Homecoming experience, he's talking about Spider-Man, was cool, but just showed what can be incorporated in a full game. Jablo is saying Spider-Man promo for the movie was cool. A game like Batman VR would be awesome. Yeah, actually. Take Winland's mechanic, put a Spider-Man skin on it, done. Kind of, yeah, kind of. Kev Gret is saying it is... No, it's saying October 2nd on the official trailer. I'm seeing the official trailer on Sony. Why this is not parsing into... Hold on, video 4K video downloader is having issues for me. It is not working. Hold on. Okay, here's the Astrobot trailer. Okay, I am copying trailer, and then I am parsing the link. Please work for me. But yeah, it's October 2nd, because that's what they have on the official trailer at the very end, and this is Sony's official YouTube channel. So it looks like October 2nd is the legit date. 4K video downloader just does not want to work for me, so I guess we're stuck with Box VR. Okay, yeah, maybe I'll try the PlayStation Europe one. Good idea, whoever had that idea. Let's go PlayStation Europe. They usually have the trailers too. PlayStation Europe. Here's Astro. Oh, that's 1 month ago, though. Okay, 5 hours ago. Here we go. Okay, so I'll try this link. Yeah, I don't know. Sometimes PlayStation, like the regular US channel, is kind of jacked up. And the European channel works better sometimes. Both of them are saying parsing video, but it's not doing anything. Usually it only takes like a minute, like not even a minute, like sometimes like 35 seconds. Oh well, I'm not going to worry about it. But it is October 2nd, so that is awesome. That's something very much to look forward to. Let's see if I can put on a different trailer, though, because I'm sure you guys are tired of looking at that trailer. Killing Floor Incursion trailer just happened to be something I have in this folder. I got to resize it. This is the PSVR version of Killing Floor Incursion, which, you know what? A lot of PSVR players say that Killing Floor Incursion on PSVR is pretty freaking badass. Let me fix chat a little bit. Oh, whoops. Wrong thing. Okay. That stays there. Now, let's see. Let's get chat. I'll move this over a little bit this way. Okay. Sorry about all these problems, folks. Why don't you just open the browser in OBS? The reason is because I got like, it's too much drama. It's too much drama to open the browser in OBS. What I need is I need a 2-monitor setup and then have a window that has my second monitor, and then I could open that, and that would work really well. Oh, wait, 4K video downloader. It looks like we're finally getting the Astrobot trailer. Yeah, now they finally both download, both the USA one and the Europe one. Okay, so what I'll do is I will finally put the new Astrobot trailer into our screen here once I can get it. Astrobot, bro. Here we go, Astrobot. There's a guy talking.
I'm Nicolas Doucet. I'm creative director and producer of Japan Studio on the latest game from Asobi team called Astrobot Rescue Mission. Astro is the hero of this story, and he's the captain of the spaceship.
So I'm going to go ahead and turn the volume down because it's just a dude talking. But yeah, Astrobot, I mean, look at how colorful that is. And that character is such a cute little guy. I mentioned that was it yesterday when I was talking about like Robots Rescue? I mean, that looks beautiful to me. I love Mario style games, so like I'm cool with that. Hybrid Energy. Killing Floor Incursion is pretty badass on everything. That's probably why. Yeah. Well, my buddy Arrowin X, though, I've talked about him a number of times. And when Killing Floor first, because I used to rave about Killing Floor Incursion on the Oculus Rift. And when Killing Floor Incursion first came to the HTC Vive, he bought it right away. And he had a lot of smack that he said there were a lot of problems with Killing Floor Incursion on the Vive. He had a lot of complaints about it. But then, I don't know how good the Vive version was or wasn't. But then when it came to PSVR, a lot of people impressed with the PSVR version. And like the thing that I'm impressed by is there's a lot of developers that are able to squeeze a lot out of PS4. It's really impressive how much they're able to squeeze out of PSVR. Okay. Oh, Hybrid Energy. I can't agree with you guys when it comes to monitors, at least. The difference between 1080p to 4K is drastic. Yeah, because you're probably like 10 inches from your monitor. That's why. If I'm talking more TV, like living room type thing, because if you're more than like 2 feet away from your 4K TV, you're not really seeing the 4K. I don't really see it. Maybe when we get to 8K or something, but I don't see it, man. Crunchy, too loud. What's on that's too loud? Is something still too loud? Oh, maybe when I turned up the Astrobot music, it was... Oh, I know why. Okay, I turned my headphones way the hell down. That's why. My bad. I forgot that I had turned my headphones way the hell down, so I turned up that Astrobot audio, and it must have been crazy loud. My bad. Anthony, have you played Robinson the Journey? I bought it last week, and it's quite nice. Great graphics. Yeah, I like Robinson the Journey. I actually would like to go back, and I never finished Robinson the Journey. I actually rented it because it was exclusive to PlayStation VR for like maybe 90 days or something, and then it came to the Oculus Rift. And when I first had PlayStation VR, I had a subscription to GameFly, and I was actually getting physical games from GameFly, actually mailing discs to my house. How quaint is that? And Robinson the Journey was one of the discs that I got through GameFly, and I was playing it, and I played pretty far into it. Like, I got pretty far through it, but never completed it, and always wanted to complete it, never did. And then now, do you know that Robinson the Journey on PlayStation VR, like the physical disc, is really hard to find? Like, if you want to buy the physical version of Robinson the Journey, you have to pay like $100 or something. It's kind of crazy like that. It's weird how some of these physical PSVR discs become like super rare because they only printed so many of them, and then you just never find them anywhere ever. Terry Blanchard says, I never finished Robinson and I own it. Kev Gretz says, Robinson the Journey and Job Simulator are so rare. Yeah, we're talking about physical PSVR versions. They're rare. Pretty cool game. The Big Dino stage blew me away. Yeah, I liked Robinson the Journey. You know what was really cool about Robinson the Journey? One of the most impressive parts of Robinson the Journey for me, that little robot ball that would hover above you? If you would look at the robot ball, and this is even on PlayStation VR, I forget what they called the little the robot guy that would hover around with you everywhere and talk to you. When you would look at that robot ball, crystal clear, one of the clearest, sharpest things I've ever seen in VR, even on PS4 and PS4 Pro. I would look at that thing and I'd be like, wow, that is really clear. They did such a damn good job with that robot ball. He had a name. I forget what his name was. I wish they made Wipeout for PSVR on a physical disc. Isn't it on a physical disc? You just get Wipeout Omega Collection. Oh, but I guess you have to download but Wipeout Omega Collection is on a physical disc, right? I mean, I guess you got to update it and all of that. Yeah, the jungle level in Robinson was cool. I was stuck in that one level, like the tar pits level. I was stuck in the tar pits level forever. God, I was stuck in that tar pits level like you wouldn't believe. Yeah, just download the VR patch for Wipeout. Yeah, there's a it's Wipeout Omega Collection. I think it's like $22 or something on Amazon.com. Paradise Decay is a massive Crytek fanboy. Paradise, being a massive Crytek fanboy, are you really into The Climb? Like, are you one of those people that think The Climb is one of the best VR games ever? I like The Climb, but I don't know. I always thought it was overrated because, like, when we were doing our Oculus rankings, you know, for VR Game Rankings, The Climb would always get ranked really high, and I always used to think, why are people so into The Climb? And then I finally got The Climb. It was on sale one time, and I got it. And The Climb is good, but I don't know. It's just it's a limited thing. You know, you're just climbing. Paradise Decay says, yes, I think The Climb is it's not underrated, dude. People love that game and swear by it. It is not underrated. I mean, it can't be underrated because too many people talk about it. Mame fan, my boy Justin checking in, he says, tar pits were confusing. Yeah, I was in some of these tar pit areas and it'd be like, okay, you got to do this, this, and this. And I thought, well, I did that. Why isn't anything happening? Like I had to do something where one of the big plant-eating dinosaurs had to lift its tail up, and you had to do something to get its tail to lift. It got very confusing for me. It really did. Higgs, yeah, Higgs is the name of the floating robot. Yeah, Higgs. Yeah, he's always talking about Higgs. And Higgs, crystal clear, man. I could only imagine if you were on like a Vive or a Rift and you're playing Robinson the Journey and you're super sampling the shit out of that, Higgs would look even clearer. So that must have been awesome. Yeah, that's one game where I would kind of want to play it on the Rift to see the clarity be a little bit better. Yeah, I liked Robinson the Journey. It's funny, Robinson the Journey is one of these games that people either love it or hate it. There is no in between on that. Like, people either love Robinson the Journey or they hate Robinson the Journey. It's pretty much the same thing with Bound. Bound on PSVR, people either love Bound or they hate Bound. There's like zero in between. Okay, so I am on the PSVR subreddit. Just wanted to double check that there weren't any other news stories I missed. The Persistence is out tomorrow. This is by Fire Sprite Games. And once again, I want to remind everybody, tomorrow's episode is going to be a nighttime episode, probably 8 p.m. Pacific. So I know a lot of you guys that are in the UK, you guys are going to be deep in REM sleep. You're probably going to be on your 7th dream by that point, probably getting close to waking up in the morning and getting ready for work or whatever. Just watch the archive version later. You know, no big deal. But hopefully maybe some West Coast Pacific people can hop on into chat, and maybe we'll get some different people into chat. Or maybe chat will just be a freaking barren wasteland, because I have a lot of UK people that watch my stuff. I think it's just because I do a lot of stuff at perfect time for UK people. Oh, Detached is available now in Australia. Of course, Australia is tomorrow. So Detached is available now. There's first impressions of it. Detached is coming in. Thumper physical release up for pre-order. So I guess Thumper is going to get a physical version. Interesting. One guy is asking, how do I get rid of this Mura effect shroud? There's no getting rid of it. Mura effect is just something we deal with these VR headsets. The way you get rid of it is when something comes onto the screen and then you no longer notice it. That's how you get rid of the Mura effect. Yeah, so not much breaking news. The breaking news is Astrobot October 2nd, Megaton Rainfall August 9th. that is the breaking news for today. I'm going to check Upload VR real quick. Yeah, they don't really have any breaking news on Upload VR. They're saying Japan's new Godzilla VR game looks absolutely terrifying. That's interesting. Haven't heard anything about that. So just taking a quick look at Upload VR to see what we got here. They're talking about Unnightly for some reason, getting back into Unnightly. I did try to fire that up the other day. That's when my Oculus controllers went psycho. Okay, let's go to Road to VR, see if they got any major story popping up. Road to VR is talking about, Astrobot Rescue Mission heading to PSVR in October. They have a review for Rakuten X, I guess, now that it has come out of early access. The Persistence comes out tomorrow. Megaton Rainfall. How to install and fix the Beat Saber custom songs. Yeah, I heard that Beat Saber update kind of broke it. So you have to redo the custom songs. Okay, so I'll take one last check of chat and then we will bounce out of here. So let me check chat one last time. Okay, Hybrid Energy, that's 10 p.m. for me, Midwest. See you then. Okay, yeah. And I do want to say that Tuesday night, not absolutely guaranteed 8 p.m. I'm hoping to do it at 8 p.m., but it could be a bit fluid because tomorrow's going to be super busy for me. But I will be talking about the Persistence. I've been playing it. I played it yesterday. I'm going to play it more today. I will. Krister Schoberg, he got an early code of Persistence, and so far it's really good. Krister, you're not allowed to say anything, bro. You just broke embargo. Terry Blanchard is saying, I hope that time will not be persistent. No, that time will be the persistence. No, this nighttime show is not going to be the normal time here. Yeah, Craig Burns, UK here. Yeah, there's a lot of UK people that watch my stuff. T-Bone says, what time tonight Pacific time are you going to be streaming? Not tonight. This is Tuesday, 8 p.m. Pacific, probably. So there will not be a show tomorrow at 10 a.m. as far as I can tell. Thumper, $35 for the physical. Get the hell out of Dodge. Get the hell out of Dodge. That should be $19.99. I mean, Thumper's cool. I don't mind Thumper. I like Thumper. But not $35. Paradise Decay, back to Dinosaur Island 2 demo is a test for Robinson and the climb together. Yeah, I mean, Robinson, the climbing in Robinson is very the climb-esque. It very much has that climb kind of feel to it. Okay, well, yeah, that's pretty much going to go ahead and do it for this show. This Kev Gret is saying he paid $7.50 for Thumper. Yeah. Oh, Christian Jensen is in Denmark. What is up? How's it going on? What's going on in Denmark? Terry Blanchard is saying I'll keep my electronic download of Thumper. Yeah. So anyway, guys, that's going to go ahead and do it for today's episode. I guess I should go ahead and throw my little outro on. All right. That's going to go ahead and do it for today's episode of VR Game Rankings Daily Vlog Live. I believe this is episode 135 or 136 or something like that. I always keep getting these episodes mixed up. And that's going to go ahead and do it. And just once again, tomorrow, no show at 10 a.m., probably 8 p.m. Pacific time. The Late Show is what we're going to do tomorrow. Hopefully my thoughts on the Persistence and stuff like that. See you guys then. Take it easy. Later.